adore. So hard to find, these seem impossible to score. So I dream on to someday find that vintage love. I kept on looking, but everyone's such a bore.
It's the coffee company. The Santa's doing his rounds, stands up making some rounds. Don't be sorry if you missed it. Kit Kat is a biscuit. It's the coffee company. It's the coffee company. It's the coffee company. Oh yeah, baby, smell the brew. It's the coffee company, and it's shipping to you. Coffee. Coffee company. Yeah. Oh yeah, oh yeah. It's the coffee company. It's the coffee company. Coffee.
Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome back to your place of chill. There is the Coffee Company. It is the 28th. We're nearly at the end of the month already. It's madness, isn't it? January's been a very, very, very long month this month, but we're still getting through it. And the weather is... Oh, what is the weather? It is a relatively chilly because it's cold. It's a relatively chilly 9 degrees centigrade, but it's going to be warm today. We are going to be joined by Mr. Dagul in just a second, and we're going to chat all things reuniting and all that stuff, and we're going to have a good chat like me and Dagul always do. I always love spending time with Mr. Aki himself, and we're going to have a good time. We're going to have a good time like we always do, but without... I also need to take my coffee grinder apart at some point. But I'll do that after the show. But before then, let's welcome it. Oh, let's welcome in Aki. I forgot he can do that. I pull him in, he takes himself out. No,
correct.
I choose when to go on the stage, not you, little
Correct.
Aki. But Aki, how are you doing today?
Well, I've been awake since 3:30 a.m. as you do. Joined Savage stream, which was a great stream. Had to make a couple of quick phone calls, and now with you and the wonderful coffee family. So, what a start to the day! And look at that; it's not even night. It's not even 9:10 yet, and I've had a full-on day.
Yeah, absolutely. You're a man at work. But before I make myself a coffee, let's see who's in the house today to take us through the show. We've got Joshua Hotchkiss, came obviously from Sava's show earlier. We have the Cookmeister. Good to see you, buddy. Good to see you. Go and watch this gentleman's show later. Do love the 2 Mark show. It's a great show. Colin Crossamano, howdy y'all. Another day, another rumour-filled day, load of shite. Absolutely, Colin. Hopefully you're well, buddy. We've got the Sheriff now. Good to see you, Sheriff. Hopefully you're well. YouTube member, Richest Man. Good to see you, buddy. Saying afternoon, everyone. Ryan McFarlane, Ben K and Brian D. Big up, lads and chat. We got Andrew Gregory, YouTube member. Good to see you, buddy. We have Tweaky. Good to see you, sir. Hopefully I see you at Elfsborg on Thursday. Hopefully I see you there. We'll definitely have a chat. We have Leo. Good to see you, Leo. YouTube member saying, if you're summer, what the homies are brewing. Indeed. We got Brian Gibson. Good to see you. Best guitar company in the world. We have Luke. Good to see you. It feels like January 50th. January's been a very long month. It's been a very long month indeed. It's all, yep. It's nearly the end of that thing. Whatever that is. We are, what's it called? What's the rumour mill of today? We are... I don't know.
Today, no, there's been today Ryan sent to me. The new rumour mill, the new word is plotting. We've been plotting.
Oh, we're plotting the end of January. I like it.
But the plotting was for an 18-year-old French striker in the 2nd division. So this goes right up our street.
Good morning, Scott. YouTube member, good to see you, bud. The Angus is here.
Big up,
The champ is here. Big up, Tribal Chief, and the final boss. Indeed, a Tavakra on Wembley one.
Big up, man.
Dynamic in the stadium on Thursday was still at the helm, and Levy there. If he has the guts, I'm almost hoping Elfsborg takes it. It'd be very interesting. Would be very interesting. I see makes a phone call and then leaves us. Oh yes, Nick, you're the problem. You're the problem. We got Finn. Good to see her. Good to see her. Good to see her. Afternoon, Stew Boy, YouTube member. Good to see her. Ben is the problem with his agenda, son. Archer's in the house. Hotspur Cave and Savage. Thank you so much for Jay for sending people over. That's really nice of you.
Has Savage has been on another stream?
I think
Who
so.
Who am I to talk?
He's slutting it up today. He's slutting it up today. We got Ian Ferguson, YouTube member. Good to see her. The #1 Agenbar in the world. Barbaric Disdain, YouTube member. Good to see her. Shawnee Slater, Showtime. Showtime. The king of bingo. When is Nico Williams coming in? Bloody hell. Yeah. BBC rebrand. Who would have thought? Binny's in the house. Brian, yes.
I know. Sorry, Angus. I saw your voice note yesterday. Mate, if I was to say to you, since my meltdown on We Are Tottenham TV Sunday, my phone, and with Twitter and everything obviously that's going on, my phone has been pinging. And people that know me and have seen when they're out about me, when my phone starts pinging, it's been relentless. So I apologise for not getting back to you. I'll respond to you today, Angus, buddy. I did see it. I'll get back to you.
It's a bit like play school trying to get Tottenham to look through the transfer window. Absolutely. Bella, good to see her. So just to think, if we want to plan, we could even get Baldrick in. Yes, we need a cunning plan. But Brian, what do you want to talk about? What do you want to talk about? It is a stream about uniting the fan base. We do want to see if we can get people together and have a good chat. But where do you want to take this?
No, mate, this
you in the audience. If you've not subscribed already, please like and subscribe. Dagul, take it away, sir.
No, I was just about to say, Ben, this is just a monumental moment where we are right now, and we have to try and take advantage of it. There's so many people coming on board now, and this is the time where hopefully real change, or not for the one to try and change, can happen. And I don't think we've ever been in, or certainly since I've been actively protesting, I don't think we've ever been in such a strong position.
Yeah.
And it will be stupid not to try and grasp this opportunity with both hands. With both hands. You look at it, I keep saying, you've heard that saying, it's better to love than lost than to never loved at all. Well, surely right now it's better to come together and try.
It's better to have Levy out in than to Levy out at all.
Well, no, this is the thing. It's better to have come to say everyone came together and we actually had a unified front and really went for it, because the reach is actually extraordinary.
Yeah.
We see when we do our YouTube shows and you say, where are people from? I can see Jess is here from Leeds. Obviously, Chris Agenbar, England. You've got Colin Cross, Wales. You've got Ryan McFarland, Ireland. You've got Ian, America. Angus doesn't really matter. He's in Spain, but he's a gooner. You've got Leo in Denver. This is me just going through the list. And as I was mentioning before on Savage Show with Bella, there's a lot of international fans that now want to get involved. Or sorry, let me change that. I've always wanted to get involved, but obviously it's not as easy for them to get over to London. And I think the international fan base has a massive part to play in this. No one is really, and that's not because of any particular reason. It's because they're not at the games and can't impact the game. But if we can find a way to get the international fan base on board that feel the way they do and come up with something to make them feel included and part of it and inclusive and make them feel that their views for supporting this great football club, wherever you are in the world, fellow Canadian in the business, in the chat, big up Bobby, brother. Bobby, I didn't get back to Angus, but let me just say, but I spoke to Bobby last night I called him at 9:10 in the evening. He said, let me call you back in 10-15 minutes.
Did he do a Danny Kiriakou CAU?
He's still on a Danny Kiriakou. He's up. He's almost at
Oh
12
my God,
hours.
we have a superstar. We have a superstar in the chat. He's here. He's here. He's on another stream.
Mate, I literally thought that was a cigar. And you were just going to be like, yes, yes, yes. I literally thought you had a cigar in your mouth there.
No.
He's going to be smoking Levy. We got my lovely Jess is in the chat. Good to see a Jessie YouTube member as well. Anjin or Ange out must be Levy out. Absolutely. Yep. I agree. Afternoon. We got loads of people. Archer, Jason Bell, also a YouTube member from Indianapolis, of course. Is that a chocolate bar or a biscuit? I don't know. It's a Twix.
Oh, mate, what a legendary chocolate bar that is.
Wow. Paddy's in the house from Ireland as well. Good to see you, Paddy. Sava saving the cigar for when Ange's out. Yes. So you're going to be on the cigars. Perchy's going to be on the bubbly. It's going to be there's 70 of you. We got Rich. Good to see you, Rich, as well. Good to see you, Rich. Listen to this lady. Smash the likes. Max Allegri. I do like that Max Allegri. Even though he is a dinosaur, he's still better than what we've got. No, it is not, Ian. It is a chocolate bar. It is a chocolate bar. Brian, is your protest? No, the protest is about ENIC. If there's anything, we're here to unite everyone. This doesn't matter. You can have two different conversations at the same time. Sava says this all the time on this stream. You can have two different conversations. We're going to park this conversation and we're going to talk about the bigger picture, as it were. And it's about time. It's about time that we dropped the nonsense and let's just have a conversation with each other. We're all adults at the end of the day. Let's have a chat. Sava, welcome to the show.
Hello.
Always great to have you on the show. What's your opening monologue, as it were? We're going posh.
Do you know what? For as much as everybody's, as much as everyone's complaining about this transfer window and this season, it's almost doing the job that people have been trying to preach for how many years. It's doing the job for us. I almost feel that. And take this how you will, people will misconstrue what I'm about to say. I almost feel that by having done absolutely nothing in this transfer window and being 15th in the league, it's kind of the best thing that's ever happened from a Levy, ENIC, people opening their eyes and seeing the true colours. I mean, it shouldn't have had to wait that long. But as Brian and I talked about earlier, anyone who wakes up to it at any point, welcome. Arms open.
It's exactly what Phil P said earlier. It's what Phil P said earlier. You don't, if you have a party, you don't slaughter people for turning up to the party late. You say, thank you for coming.
Yeah, mate, listen. You look at it, picking up on what Savage just said as well. All the years of people doing everything on the pitch, in the stands and protesting, Ryan and Billy and all those people going up and down the country, doing the banners, us doing the training ground, us doing the home day protest. If I know we could have just sat back and wait for Daniel to screw himself over, it could have saved me a lot of time, aggro and grief.
Yes, you wouldn't have.
Because like Savage just said, we have literally sat here in January and build up to Christmas with the results, and we haven't had to do anything. We haven't had to do anything here. Obviously, we're the front foot and we'll keep doing it, but he has brought this all on himself in this January. Every single thing that's gone on in January has gone badly.
Yeah.
And it could have saved me a lot of stress. It could have, I should have said, you know what, he's going to screw up at some point, and I'll be waiting when he does. It's kind of, and I love using snatch lines.
Oh, it's Stewie.
I love being able to use lines from Snatch. In reference to Tottenham, and there's a part where Bricktop says, "You're in thin something ice, my pedigree chum." and I'll be underneath it when it breaks. That's what we've all done January. That's exactly what January has done. And now we're here, and I'm delighted we are here. I'm absolutely delighted that we are here, and we've got to this stage because it needed to get to this stage for people to jump on board. And I think what you just said with the Phil P reference is absolutely spot on.
Yeah. And it can be an internet. Bella's from Australia. I don't know why you're up at this time of night, Bella. It's probably 1 a.m. But
I never knew where Bella was from. Now I know why she went. I look forward to your email, Bella.
Maybe I was going to complain about Sava being on, but then he brought on a dog. Yes, Stewie's here. Stewie's here. Frank's gone mental, and Frank says, "I'm the mascot." Yeah, I'm never on the show. Stewie's come on. Here we go.
Because Stewie can't be away from a human being for more than 4 seconds without climbing on them. Frank just goes, "Oh, bugger off! I'm going to sit in a room on my own." So
yeah. It's funny how dogs work. Just
like Spurs, dogs, aren't they? Just like Spurs.
Yeah.
Yeah. Look, I think that this is the key thing, right? Is look, we can never guarantee. All right, mate. We can never guarantee that anything's going to work. We can never guarantee it. But again, it's the more people that the more people that get on board, the better. And as I said, like Brian made this point earlier, I think people want instant success. Look, I put my video out earlier yesterday, and I think expecting people to just suddenly message me within 1 day and go, yeah, brilliant. I don't think it's going to happen.
No, it's going to take many conversations. And that's why conversations are a good thing to have, because then you can find that that bridge. It's like you're going over. It's like finding all these bridges that are all rotten. One of them will be fine enough to be able to walk over. And once you get over that bridge, then you can rebuild the bridge so you can come back and have those conversations again. Building bridges and giving the olive branch is a very difficult thing, especially when it is YouTube. It is a competitive industry. Yes, we all have our own YouTube, but it is a competitive industry. We're all trying to see what our little niche is. But if we can put all our little niches together, we can do something really, truly incredible. And there are so many intelligent people that in this community. It's about time we used our brain power for good sense.
But ego's a wonderful thing in life, isn't it? Yeah. I think the key thing here is if we can take this away from YouTube, and which is mad because we're on YouTube. If we can all take this away from, I got this many views and this person's got that many subscribers and I've got a show at this time. You can't do a show at that time. If we get away from all of that absolute nonsense and actually come back to the part that, hey, most of us now are waking up to the fact or have been for a while, not liking the owners. So you have to ask yourself, right, what can we do as adults to say, right, let's stop all this. Well, I can't join this because that person once told me I wasn't a real fan and that person told me I was this. All of that's got to go out the window. All of that, I don't care. Look how many people call me names. I mean, I just don't care, right? Yeah. I want Levy out. I want ENIC out. That should be, if the common goal is one thing, if we're all striving towards one thing, how we get there should be a nice, clear path. If we want to throw obstacles in the way, I won't join because this person's involved. I won't join because that person's the face. Blah, blah. Listen, as I said all along, I'm happy for Jay from Change for Tottenham to be the face. You said it right. You said it right. I know. I've got it now. Got it now. Change first.
Go on, Tava. We've had self-improvement in a day.
Mate, there we go.
Educational.
For me, someone like Jay from Change for Tottenham should be the face. But you know what? Wouldn't it be great for lots of little lieutenants behind the scenes driving and drumming everything and pushing towards? And then at the end, when these owners finally have had enough, we can go, we've done our bit. But will everybody, this is the big question. Does everyone want that? That's the big question.
Yeah.
Well, Savvy, just to go with that as well, when, please God, we all do collaborate and do come together, the most important thing, and I've been thinking that the message has to be across the board. It's not, You see on Twitter, someone will go, "Oh, it's the wages. Oh no, it's the managers. Oh, it's this." There needs to be, if there's big YouTube channels or small, that we all come together. We're all steering along the same road.
It's got to be a coherent voice.
It's got to be the same message, a universal. That's what I mean. A universal message.
Saba's favourite word. Saba's favourite word. There's got to be a consistent message. It's got to be consistent.
Well,
it can't be, this, that. No, there's got to be 3 things you work on originally, and eventually, when you've got your 3 things set in stone, then you can add another thing. Then you can add another thing. But you can't just say we're going to talk about a million things. You've got to focus on 3 things firstly, and then you can make it 4. Then you can make it 5. And as you get more people to join the movement, as it were, the stronger you can have, the more people you can say, okay, I'll look after this. You will look after that. And then we can just be organized. We can be organized there. But most importantly, this has been a divided, forget ENIC in, ENIC out for a second. Let's park that to the side. Tottenham fans are like my family at a Friday night dinner. They can't agree on anything. They cannot agree on anything. I've told this story about 70 times. I was in Mallorca once with on a family holiday when we had a share in a boat once. And my dad said, "Where do you want to go out for dinner?" He wanted to go here. My mum wanted to go there. I wanted to go to the tapas place. My brother wanted to go for a Chinese. And my other brother wanted to go for a pizza. So to punish us, my dad took us to 5 different restaurants to say, "You lot are stupid. Can't we agree on going to one?" He literally took us to 5 different restaurants. He took us to this restaurant and had his dinner first. And then he made us go to this restaurant so my mum could have her dinner. And then he went to say, "Stop being idiots. One night you can have pizza. That's what Tottenham fans have to be. We got to say, tonight we're doing this." Tottenham fans have never been consistent. We can't just agree on anything. There's always got to be something that's wrong. It's mental. And that's why Tottenham fans we need to start uniting instead of just being divided on everything. I hope that makes sense to the people in the chat. But Aki, it's a bit of a realm of truth, isn't it?
Yeah. Listen, as I was saying before, I'm not going to get into too much detail. Since the Leicester game,
Danny's late.
Daddy, I will be speaking to you today. You're actually going to keep me company while I need to go for a walk in minus 18 degrees today. I need to go for a walk. It was minus 18. Scott M is in the chat and he'll probably go, "Yeah, that's nothing to where he is." It was saying it feels like minus 18. Let me just do yep, it's feeling like minus 18 still. So you're going to keep me company. But where I was going with it is after that Everton game where obviously everyone was having emergency streams, everyone was going on whatever channel and having their rant. Obviously, the one that I had one of my old school nuclear breakdowns live on We Are Tottenham TV. I was screaming, shouting, going nuts. There's been a lot of talk with a lot of people. And you can just see that people have had their final straw. People have had that, like Sava and I said, our moment was Martin Yol. Ours was Martin Yol. And people will know I've said this for ages. There could have been so many times along the way during this tenure, whether it was Poch sacking, Super League, no transfers for an entire season, you name it. And this man who's been since day dot.
The originator, Levy out 0001.
So the most important thing about all of this is, as I said, this isn't just YouTube channels coming together. When you realize people with, massive accounts, we're not talking even Spurs accounts now, we're talking international superstars like Romano is retweeting and using it. When you've got these big players coming into play, the spotlight has never firmly, we have all in our own little way, whether it be what I've done with Graham, Ryan, yourself, Ben, on many occasions, whether it be what Sav has done, like many have done, and me, where we've not spent money. We've all done little things to assist or try and say we're doing our bit to say we want change. This is what we want. Well, right now, there are thousands, tens of thousands worldwide, maybe even more than tens of thousands, that enough is enough. And that it's gone from a little pin to like a massive spotlight. And when you've got that, the one thing you don't want to do is go, well, and alienate everyone, because we've only got one chance at this. Where we are right now, we've never been here. We started climbing the mountain, we fell down. We started climbing up a little further. This is the time now where hatchets have to be buried.
Yeah.
I used to get so annoyed when people say I'm not going to come to a protest because Dagul's there, and I'm going to use me, because there were people. Yeah. I'm listen, I've got this really good idea. If you want Levy out as much as I do, just don't come and talk to me. Yeah. Go. or if someone...
most importantly, Aki, in any sort of building of anything, there's going to be stumbling blocks. But the problem with us recently, Sava tried to do something last year. It had one stumble and it failed instantly. We are going to stumble. We are going to have teething issues. We are going to have teething issues. But when we stumble, we have to pick ourselves up as a group, as a fan base, and as a united front, the People's Front of Judea, if it were. The People's Front of Judea.
Where are you going?
Yeah, the People's Front of Judea.
No, where I was going with this as well is what you've got to remember, that is the group that I'm in with Graham, Ryan, Billy Cut. I'm not going to name everyone because I'll be going on for ages. We were a collective of people that didn't have massive reach. Obviously, I can go on We Are Tottenham TV and have the reach there. But combined in our group, we have Twitter accounts, we have this, we have that. And we're just working class, everyday football going fans. Look, you're now getting people involved that can look at this from a much broader perspective. There are people like Martin who left the trust, who can word the way that he can put out a press release, because he's had to do it for the trust. Whether you've agreed with what the release has said or not, there are now people that add different elements to strengthen what the purpose is. There are people that can say, yeah, you can't do this because of this might break this law, they can get you. You can't do this because you get... And there's the more heads that are in this and come up with the ideas and say, do you know what, I don't think that'll work, but how about we tweak it and do that?
Yeah.
It can be insanely powerful. And we have to take this opportunity. We have to. I've said this before, anyone that I've caused offense to from my approach or whatever, I'll openly say I apologize if I've caused you offense. It's the greater good is. Yeah.
We're only human, Brian. Humans make mistakes. We do make mistakes, and the only thing is always forgive, but never forget, as they say. We've got to try and make this work.
You sounded like a mafia boss then, and me thinking of you as a mafia boss is an image I need to keep in my head.
Absetti spaghetti. What's your views on this, Sava? It's an interesting one.
Yeah, look, I just to go on from Brian's point, I think it's really funny because I had people saying to me yesterday, like when I did that video, oh, do you want me to post that on X? And I said, oh, no, I'm hated on there. Don't spread it on X. And obviously, I had no way of stopping it. and it's gone around to loads of people. And people have sent me screenshots. And it's funny, I deal with them better these days. But some of the screenshots were like, yeah, listen, look, Sava was saying this years ago, whatever you thought of him. Sava and Brian have been saying this, Stella and Brian, and blah, 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 blah. And other people are just vile. Like, other people in there are just like, yeah, I want Levy out. I'm not touching anything to do with Sava. You know, when you think to yourself, is your hate for me, but bearing in mind, none of these people have met me, right? Yeah. None of them have ever met me, right? Their hate for me was more important to them than should we unite and try and get our football club back to what we want. And that's what I'll say that to anyone. I don't care who you are. I don't care if you're my friend and you're a YouTuber or I don't know you. Everyone, drop the shit. Drop the he said, she said. Drop the. I mean, I put that video out yesterday, and to be fair, Ben Bowman. I don't know Ben Bowman. He came back immediately in the comment section and said, "Good idea, I like this," or whatever he said.
Yeah.
First person comes in and he's like, "Ha ha ha, Ben," like mocking him, because of what he had said, like he didn't mind leaving the ENIC and all those videos, and I'm like, straight away, that there is why we can't change. That there is why some people don't want this enough, because I could sit here and name you a million YouTubers that have been 100% wrong on every single thing they've said about Ange and Levy and on content and everything, right? What does it do?
Yeah.
What does it do? I can put my truth out there, and if people don't like me, like Brian said, if you see me, don't talk to me. It's really that simple. It's really that simple.
It's not a part of the. It's not part of the thing. Oh, I must talk to Sava. Maybe more people will turn up if you bring Stewie and said everyone that turns up gets the high five Stewie. There we go.
God,
high five Stewie.
He would love it. He's
trying to thousands of people
trying to get up right now. But look, I just think at the end of the day, let's see. Look, I put the video out, Ben. Let's see over the next week. Let's see if anyone contacts me. So far, other than people I'm in WhatsApp groups with, and I've spoken to Ricky Sachs.
Yeah.
I haven't heard from anybody. I know I don't need to hear from Brian and Stell and you, and I don't need to hear from Jose Eltel Cockerell and Ellie.
I did a really good email, Sava. I made a really nice email and everything. I did.
But the thing is, I don't need those, right? I don't need that. I understand where these people are, but I haven't heard from any of the people I've said. Like I said, like, I said like Henry, Sean, Irish Hotspur, Chris Cowlin. I mean, also Spurs, Mitch Stretton, even like, as with Ben Bowman, these are a lot of people with a big reach. If they're interested, let's do it. If you're not, that's fine. But then we can't really get to the stage where we're upset with shit signings if, and how we've gone as a club, if we just want to ignore it. So look, we'll see, right? We'll see.
The great uniter. I like.
Can I just say one thing that I hate about being logged into your StreamYard?
Yes, I know.
Keep putting messages up like that, and then realizing it's under the coffee company, not Dagul. Yeah. That was from me, Barbaric. I love that man. I love that man. Honestly, he puts a smile on my face all the time. What a guy.
Tequila. I've got you on my list, mate. Dermot messaged me yesterday. But again, I didn't even need to worry about you and Dermot. Like I know who's in it.
Yeah.
Right. They are worried you go overboard, Sava.
I don't know what that means.
But... I don't know what that means. I don't know. I know those. I know what those people think.
It's people you haven't got an already built relationship with. Is what you're saying.
Yeah.
We have to. Yeah. It's like being on LinkedIn. If I want to be friends with someone that works at a big coffee company, I've got to at least connect with them, send them an email and say, we've never worked with each other. Can we have a phone call?
Yeah. Exactly.
It's one of those.
Exactly.
It's one of those. But
we'll see.
There are 108. This is the highest ever views I've ever had on this channel, so I can't believe it, really. It's Brian and Sava have brought everyone to the yard. But if you're not subscribed to the coffee company, please help us. We are on the march to 1,000 subscribers. We hit 850 yesterday. I'm not sure what we're at now, but help us get the 855. I want to try and get to 1,000 subs because it makes this company work. But thank you so much to everyone for joining. It really helps out and it's really great. So thank you everyone for joining. And please like and subscribe. It helps. Big up Tequila. Big up Tequila. Good to see you, Philly. Good to see you. Philly Sakaro, as I'm calling him. Do you think ex-players will be involved? I don't know. Michael's given us $2 super chat just saying leave it out. Thank you so much, buddy. Thank you so much. I
will just say as well, because I've just been sent something. Thank you, buddy. Thank you. I really appreciate that. But the ex-players have been speaking on TalkSport and whatever, but then when it's come to it, they just haven't. And what it is obviously Ramon Vega is the first one I think of that has been always very, very vocal. You got O'Hara that bounces up and down and goes all over the place. But the worrying thing, and I know he's saying this works for the club. I've just been sent it. Michael Dawson has just done something on Sky Sports that says the players feel the pressure when you're calling out the board and it affects them. I'm like, oh, do me a favour, Michael.
Yeah.
Listen,
isn't Michael Dawson paid by Tottenham?
He's paid by the club. I'm like, so wait a minute. When we start chanting, "Come on, you Spurs," and being lively, does that mean you win every game because you feel light and relieved and fluffy?
I will say this, Brian.
Mido as well. Yeah, well said, Archer. Mido as well.
Fans are one of the best away fans. I can hear myself, Brian. I think I can hear myself. I can hear myself through someone's thing. Spurs fans away from home are some of the best fans in the country.
Yep.
And they never turn up away from home. So I love you, Michael Dawson. I've met you many, many times. Even I remember when Michael Dawson ruptured his Achilles playing for England. I still spoke to him for half an hour after. He still would stand with Spurs fans and having a talk to them after the game. I love Michael Dawson, but I'm sorry, Michael, that's rubbish. Otherwise, if that was the case, Spurs fans away from home, you would be a lot better away from home. It's just silly. It's silly. I still love him, but I hope we can see your coffee bar more. Coffee's good. Coffee's good.
It's difficult, isn't it? I think, first of all, like Brian was bang on. Listen, I see Jamie. It's funny because I see Jamie O'Hara. And Jamie O'Hara, when Spurs win, he's like, we're going to win the league and we're amazing. And Tottenham, then we lose a couple of games and he's like, I've got to go. I've got to get out. This club's terrible. The manager's shit. And you're like, hang on. And I think this is the difference. You've got certain fans that are very, very consistent, right? You've got certain fans that are consistent with views. And then you've got other people that are up and down. But look, Dawson, King, Mabba, all of these people that are involved with the match day experience at Spurs, they go and represent at events. So, for example, my best mate, he's a presenter.
No, I'm not.
Look at you. He's a presenter and he hosts and he gets paid to go and host at corporate events and stuff. And he hosted an event for Dulux. And Michael Dawson. Exactly. Michael Dawson was the guest speaker. And he said, whatever he asked Michael Dawson about Spurs, you would think Tottenham were Champions League winners 3 years out of the last 10. Yeah. You would think we're in title races. Like he said, the problem is they're paid. You're not going to get the truth from anybody that is paid because they're worried about what are the repercussions. So for me, I want to hear from people that aren't involved. Yeah. I want the truth. Glenn Hoddle's not paid by Spurs. He turns around and calls it as it is.
Yeah.
Do you know what?
I would say with Glenn Hoddle sometimes. I love Glenn Hoddle in terms of his footballing ability. On commentary, he's almost the opposite. He's almost like he's spiteful towards Tottenham. It's really weird. It's almost like he loves it so much that he hates it.
Yeah, but it's like your ex-girlfriend, isn't it? You know, like you love them so much that, oh, I don't like them. They're horrible.
You know what? Colin Crossamano obviously said Stevie Perryman, his voice. What we need is a proper, like a Perryman. So there's not many Perrymans about, let's be honest. But if we were to say, and let's see what the chat say as well as you two, if there needed to be a Spurs player to come out, and it has to be obviously an ex and retired player, because players that are still playing won't ever say anything. If there had to be a player that could come out and say something that was been under Levy, so it's an ex-Spurs player, no longer playing, under Levy, to come out and actually do what Mido and Vega would do, who do you think you'd choose as that person? If you had your choice, who would you choose?
Oof, great question.
For me, it's Danny Rose.
I think Steve Perryman is my guy. I think Steve Perryman.
Listen to the question. During the Levy, about Steve Perryman did play for a long time, mate. But Levy was that mate. Can you imagine? I think it would have. Ex-player would have to be, for me. I can't think of anyone that he's got the mouth to. I'm sure we could think of a player that's a bigger kind of draw, but I think
it's somebody from the Poch team.
Yeah.
Right. Somebody from the Poch team that saw how close we were. Hugo Lloris.
Hugo Lloris
Yeah.
is a good shout.
Hugo
Yeah, good
Lloris,
shout.
Walker, Rose, these types. But the question you've got to ask yourself is, will they do it while they're still playing?
That's the thing. That's what I'm saying about the X. Like, take out the current playing ones. So it needs to be. Oh, mate, Archer's just nailed it as well. Archer has nailed it. Rafa. Van der Vaart is love for this football club.
He never, what's it called, beats around the bush, does he? I do.
Rafa Van der Vaart. Mate, I'm actually pleased with my question. I'm actually quite proud of that question.
So really pat yourself on the back, Dagul. Pat yourself
I
on
think
the back.
Lloris, though, as a club captain for many years, that was with us through title challenges, multiple finals, Champions League finals, seen us on the brink. I think somebody like Hugo Lloris is perfect. The problem is, if somebody like Hugo Lloris does that, half the fan base goes, love that. Love that. The other half start going, was he that good? It was his fault we lost this game. They won't listen to the overall message.
This is the thing now. Where we are right now, maybe those people that you thought would have said that.
Hopefully,
that's what.
I think
maybe
what Hugo Lloris has, though, he has eloquence in the way he speaks. The way he speaks as being sort of having that sort of aura as a captain, won the World Cup with France, although he made a ridiculous mistake in the final that we've not forgotten about. He has that eloquence and he has that magnitude of being a World Cup winner. And he could have left Spurs. He had many opportunities to leave Spurs because at one point I would say he was in the top 10 keepers in the world. He could have left Spurs, but he stayed loyal. Sounds familiar, doesn't it? But he stayed. Berbatov is a good one as well. Berbatov.
But see, this is the thing with Berbatov. Yes, it will speak, but you look at Danny Rose. Danny Rose was here for like 7-8. He had a very long career here. Berbatov and Carrick, as good as they were, as much as they went on to win, they were there. You need someone that's had some longevity at the club. Mate, I'll tell you what would be actually. Do you know what? I'm even going to take this further. You know the one that needs to come out? The biggest person, it's not a player. It's the reason Sava and I turned Levy out.
Martin
Yole could come out and go, right. And if people go back, We Are Tottenham TV actually did an interview with him. I think it was before the Champions League or around that time. And he even told the story that when he came to Spurs, he was actually under the impression that he was going to be the manager, not Jack Santini's number 2. And then he got to Tottenham and was told, obviously, you're going to be the number 2. And then obviously everything evolved. But I'll tell you what, if Martin Yole could come out and just literally mic drop, he is a person that everyone of my era that was watching, is that Marlon or is that...
Marlon, it'd be Marlon. Good to see you, Marlon, buddy.
Mate, I think Martin Yole.
Teddy Sheringham's a good one as well. Teddy Sheringham's a good one.
Teddy Sheringham's a good one. But, mate, if I want to take Rose out of my thought, Martin Yole to come out and do an interview now and just drop some truth bombs.
I think Pochettino would be a good one as well.
Yeah, he's not going to come out and do anything.
Graham Roberts works for the club as well.
I'll tell you who'd be brilliant for a proper full-on interview. Tim Sherwood.
Oh, that's a good one.
That's another one.
King of the Gilets.
King of the Gilets.
Hey, I have to say, your dedication to this gilet thing has to be applauded, Sava. Has to be applauded. Your dedication to this. I'm waiting for you to come out with multicoloured ones. It'll be Sava and the multicoloured gilet. I'll wait for you to do the musical.
Well, I told you my strap line, didn't I, for my gilets?
Yep.
Yeah.
That's it. On the 8th day, God invented the gilet. There you go. That's all I'd say. Yeah. But look, listen, I agree. I think the problem with anything, right? We hear all these stories down the years of, people not being invited back to Levy's Tottenham, players, pundits, broadcasters, whoever, because of what they say. And it's a real shame, but unfortunately, I loved Michael Dawson. I would give anything for a Michael Dawson type centre half now. Do you know what I mean? But when you hear them say these things, depending who comes on, I think no point me listening to you. I'm not going to get the truth. So when fans, I always get people, viewers, fans of Spurs and people who view my channel going, oh, could you get this player on to interview? Could you get this player? I have no interest in interviewing anyone like Ledley King, Michael Dawson, Jermaine, like these people who are paid by Tottenham Hotspur Football Club. It doesn't do anything for me. I want people that are not paid and will tell the truth.
Well, Snappy, you look at it as well, and and this isn't any disrespect to those type of players either. Those players, when they do, like Mickey Hazard, I love Mickey Hazard and Steve Perryman, but they've got on so many shows and it's basically the same questions asked.
Yeah.
In a different order for a different audience. And it's like, okay, you've done the round, you've answered these questions. I would love to get on Tottenham on Tour some raw, old school players that are, as much as they might not be a household name, but can actually tell stories that no one's heard 100 times over. And don't get me wrong, Mickey Hazard, I can listen to all day.
Yeah.
Literally listen to him all day and the others, but it's the same stuff, just reworded or repackaged. But I think there's loads of people that, who knows, maybe that is another avenue. Maybe with everything we're doing, we can reach out to ex-players and see if anyone would even just have don't have to say, right, I want you to come on and bash Levy. Will you come on and speak? I will talk to you about, maybe that's a way.
Maybe Sol Campbell's that guy.
Oh, no.
Too soon? It's been 25 years. Too soon? Are we...
Crackers is good. But I need to remind everyone again, there are 255 people in the chat. Thank you so much again. Like and subscribe. Let's get us closer to there. And Mr. Sheriff, you are in charge today. If you can drop the links for Mr. Savra and for our other channel over there on Tottenham on Tour, please drop the link. That really helps everyone out. Let's all spread the love of all the Spurs channels because that's really, really great. But yeah, I can't believe I've got 250 people watching. I need to do this more often. Dagul and Sava. I need to.
There you go.
I owe you guys a couple of coffees, except Sava only drinks hot chocolate.
Wait a minute, Sava, I know you don't like coffee. You've been to Ben's Coffee House, haven't you?
No.
I haven't. No.
You haven't?
I'm very rarely in that part of town. But I will. In the next month, I will get to Ben's if he makes me hot chocolate. I'm guessing he's got hot chocolate.
Will do.
Will you not try any coffee? Have you ever tried, like, Ben's coffee?
I can't stand it. It's
Ben's coffee is elite. It's
smell. The smell.
Then I totally get it.
Thank you so much, Jesse. Absolute legend. And if you want, please, Jess, drop your own link as well in there. Drop your link in there, Jesse. Absolutely channel. If you ever need to laugh and watch some football games, go and watch Jessie and her crew. It's one of the best streams you can watch. Whereas the Coffee House, we're in Woodford. We are in Woodford. You can find us at the Coffee Company, and then you can go over there. Maybe, but that's part of the thing. But it is all just about uniting, isn't it, guys? Just to be, for the first time in 25, 30 years, for the Spurs fan base to be in the same book. I think Spurs fans are not even in the same book series. But if we can get in the same book, we can get in the same page. And if we can get in the same page, we can get in the same sentence. And that's all we need, isn't it? That's all we need.
That's exactly what it is. That's exactly what it is. Listen, we have tried to win battles all the time, but we've never had enough numbers to go for the war. We've won small little battles. We've achieved certain little things. Well, we need to win the war, not the battle. And the more and more people that join, and the more and more people willing to get involved, whether it be international, with what I have planned, whether it be, I've just had someone reach out to me from the group asking about something they want me to do with another idea for international fans. So the international fans are being thought of now. And I don't mean that as in they were irrelevant. No one really saw it as an avenue to say, do you know what, they can have a major impact.
Yeah.
I'll tell you now, and any of the Americans that are watching right now, I can arrange it for you. I can't remember the teams that it is, but I've already got 6 Levy out banners making it across America before September, and they're going into NFL games. Now we've tried to target the NFL back home when I attended my first protest. The NFL and their reputation is everything to them. They hate, and
if Jesse can turn up to a protest, Spurs fans have to as well.
Exactly. I mean, like I said, I had someone. Let me finish that NFL story. So if anyone in NFL, Jaguars, I haven't got anyone from Jacksonville leftovers. I'm going to put my email in here. If there are any Americans that want banners to take into the grounds at NFL, reach out to me and I'll get the ones we've got over to you. They're all going to say the same thing. My email has just been put. That's my personal email. Yeah. I was going to say something after that. What was I going to say? There's something that came up on the chat. Yeah. And I can't remember where the hell I was going.
Jacksonville Jaguars.
No, before that. And I can't remember what it was. Oh well. It was a brainwave. I found the remedy to get rid of him, and now it's gone. Because my train of thought has gone. Yeah. That's what's true about the international fan base. The international fan base have a massive part to play in this. And that Spurs and Levy and
Paul
whatever,
Miller's a good one as well. Paul Miller is a good one.
They're all preparing for everything that goes on around the stadium, in the stadium, training grounds. They're on full alert for everything.
Yeah.
No matter what they do, they can't stop the international Levy out fans or Levy out people, not fans, that want to air their frustrations. And I've even had a guy, obviously, that's what I was going to say, with Jesse saying from Leeds, as you know, Ben, we have Mr. Finland who flew in from Finland. I got a message yesterday from someone from Malta that is going to come to a protest. People, if they can get there, are being prepared to come in because it's what the international fan base want to do. So they have a massive part to play in this. Massive.
Yeah. We all have a massive part to play in this. We all have a massive part to play in it. And the biggest part to play is just to, like I said earlier, let's get in the same book. Let's get in the same book. And let's all leave our egos at the door. Everyone's welcome. Punch is there. And we're going to have a good time. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, we'll have to try. I'm not sure, Ian. We'll see. But when you're over, you're over.
I've seen this message before. I don't think people quite understand how just what's the word I'm looking for? The logistics behind this would be an utter nightmare for one person to set it up, but then have everyone to have the logins and just what do you do? Then they all go on and have a moan every day, or like I don't know how it would work, mate. If I'm honest,
no,
I get the sentiment.
That's too many. That's too much. What's it called? What is everyone going to own 1% of it? That's too much. You're going to get.
You know what, Ben, with that, with owning 1% or whatever, the channel, the finances of it is irrelevant. Apart from paying for the StreamYard or whatever streaming platform you're using. But like Sava said, what the problem you lie with that is, let's just say Sava and I, that was a scenario, and Sava and I did a show at 5 a.m. my time, 10 a.m. back home, and we had one message, and then someone else somewhere else in the world picks up and goes, do you know what, I'm going to do a show, but I'm going to say exactly the opposite of what Sava and Brian have just spoken about.
Yeah.
And go, the whole message was so weird. It just becomes, and like Sava said, for everyone that watches us on YouTube, if you're subscribed and you have the bell, you just get a notification, you push it, boom, up you come. The logistics to getting the guests, finding the time, doing the homework, putting the stream together is a lot of work. And if they're going to be a planned special like that would be, the amount of work that goes behind the scenes to get that show to make it look like it does to you watching is so much. It's a good idea, but it is just like Sava said, logistically, it is a nightmare and a recipe for disaster.
Yeah, I think so as well. Let's make the small steps before we start making another YouTube channel. There are enough Spurs YouTube channels at the moment as it is. There's so many at the moment, and new ones are proper. You've got Jay has now made one at the Hotspur Cave, which is a great YouTube channel. If he's in the chat, I know they rated us earlier. It's a great channel. I'll try and find the link. The two Marks have just made a channel. There's so many little channels popping up, and they're all so brilliant. To make another YouTube, it's just going to get lost in the mix. So what we can do is we can share the love, and we can show this on every single one. We've got platforms. We've already got platforms. Let's all use it together.
Can I just say one thing, talking about the NFL very quickly, because Nicholas Nichols, who I've just responded to, I completely forgot about this. It's the Super Bowl in 2 weeks. Yeah. Now, if anyone in this chat knows any Philadelphia Eagles fans or Kansas City Chiefs fans that are going to the Super Bowl, not just a fan, that are going to the Super Bowl, please reach out to me as soon as possible, and we can try and get a banner out there in time. If we can, like Nicholas, the Super Bowl, if we can get a Levy out or Levy whatever banner out of the Super Bowl, you won't get any bigger exposure than that, period. There is no bigger. So if anyone knows... Oh, wait a minute. Okay, Greg, I'll speak to you later on. We'll speak today. But if anyone knows a Chiefs fan or an Eagles fan that is going to the Super Bowl...
Do you know Taylor Swift, Brian? Do you know Taylor Swift?
Oh, yeah, I mix in her circles all the time.
Yeah.
All the time. She's down the Scotland Yard regularly.
Tell you what, if Taylor Swift was doing a Spurs protest, she'd have millions there.
Billions.
She clicks her fingers, people run. Look, listen, I think Ben is absolutely right. Look, having the platform isn't the issue. We've all got enough platform. For me, it's just about getting on the same page, and let's get that one clear message. You know, if we do, I said to Brian earlier, for me, this isn't just about a protest. This is about a consistent noise online, on social media, one of the first things I'd say is, can we get some people representing Spurs on Sky Sports, TalkSport, BT, that have a different message to those that normally go on? And again, I'll say this without knocking anyone, but I always see the same fans on TalkSport, Sky Sports, BT, etc. And all of them have that safe path. It's a very safe path. It's not going so well at the moment, but we'll bounce back. They won't have someone like me or Brian going on there and go, let me give you some home truths about how bad the club is. How long you got? I've got 3 minutes. Let me break it down for you. We don't have that. We have people that go on and say things like, North London Derby's coming up. 7 of our players getting that 11. And you're like, no, stop. Tell them the truth. Tell them the truth. Yeah, we're in a bad place at the moment. This is what we want to do. So for me, keep it going on social media. Get it going on the TV platforms. Get it inside the stadium. Get it outside the stadium. Stop spending as much money at the stadium. I'm not saying people shouldn't go, but when I see the videos, like there was a video earlier on this season, I think who did we beat? Someone we beat. And after the game, the number of people drinking beer and all around, and I'm thinking, we've just scraped past a really shit team 2-1, but this is what Daniel Levy loves, because everyone's in there spending hundreds of pounds each. So it's...
Sava, sorry, I was about to say, you know what you need to do, and I don't know why I hadn't thought of this before. You know that, like you said, people like yourself, myself, obviously I'm in Canada, so it wouldn't matter, don't get invited onto these shows. But
never.
What you can do is like Ryan Isaac does after Spurs game. What you need to do is phone in when they have a phone in.
Yeah.
And then you've got your foot in the door. Then if you go on there and you have your say, not saying your foot's in the door and they're going to go, oh my God, you were fantastic, I'd love to have you back. But
there's a difference, isn't there, Brian? There's a difference between being a fan that phones up and rant and actually a guest that's been invited on and given a platform, right, that is live. So, like, for
it's
example,
very difficult, isn't it, Sav? Like, even when we do phone-in shows, you've only got 15 minutes, but some people need about 25 minutes, half an hour, because they need to have a point that goes on. They have to dissect the point. They can't just like blah 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 blah, bang 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 bang. No, you've got to do this. which leads to this, which needs to. You need to break it down over a consistent argument.
Ben, whenever I phoned into TalkSport, like they'll literally get I'll go on this big rant about blah, blah, and then they'll go, "Thanks, Richard. Thanks for calling in. We've next got," and you're like, "Well, hang on,
They won't push back at you."
Yeah, we haven't actually discussed any of it. So I get it. I hear what you're saying, Brian, but I feel I'm not saying me, but it needs to be someone that we go, "Oh, so and so's going on Sky Sports." You know, you watch all the people they have on Sky Sports, like you watch in the morning transfer shows. All the people they've got, they're very safe, media savvy. They never say, like yesterday, I saw this was, I can't remember, I don't know who I was saying this to. I was saying this to Lubo when I spoke to him yesterday on the phone. I was watching the, you know, Sky Sports have like 4 influencers talking about the transfers. And they did this whole 3-4 minute chat, right, on Spurs. And at the end of the chat, when everyone was saying, "Oh, how bad it is," and blah, 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 the presenter turns around and says, "Oh, well, well, Spurs, a few players, they'll be all right." He turned around to the 4 guests and said, "Yeah, Spurs need a specific type of player, right, to play Ange ball. So what names are we thinking they could bring in to play this way and help Spurs right now?" All 4 of them went,
Yeah.
And you're sitting there thinking, why not have a Spurs fan on that can talk about their club and go, "Well, this is what we need." We actually, all these people go, someone going, like this guy the other day, sorry to rant, this guy the other day came and he went, "Yeah, well, Solanke being out, it's not a problem because, Richarlison's been a great Premier League striker." Whoa. So what? That can't be the person that's representing my football club. Do you know what I mean?
I do realise Richarlison has never scored more than 13 goals in a Premier League season.
Yeah, it's
a great striker. We are going to leave it there, everyone. There are 290 people, most of you probably haven't subscribed to the Coffee Company by now. We're almost at. Oh, come on. We're about to end, Danny. We have an hour time slot. We have an hour. Let's see where it is at the moment. But if we can get closer to that 900 subscribers, that would be really, really amazing. But Sava, what's happening up on Football Heritage TV?
I don't even know, mate. Tomorrow I've got Stel and Sava and Stel Ask Us Anything. And then in the evening, I'll probably do a live Champions League score show because I think that'll be I think that's going to be a really good night of football. What is there? 18, 19 Champions League games going on at once. So that should be fun. And then Thursday, Benjamin, we're beating Elfsborg, and it will be the start of our run. Another start of another run that lasts for 1 game. So
absolutely. Aki, what is our plans for Tottenham on tour, the world famous home of Levy out, as they say? What is our plan?
What is our plan? I will be putting out some content for us on Friday. We're making sure we do something every Friday. I don't know if it's going to be pre-recorded yet or I'll go live on my lunch break. We are trying to get a bit more consistency. There's definitely going to be content every Friday. I've got a couple of irons in the fire, let's just say, with some very good guests. One of them may or may not be an ex-player. The suspense. Now you need to do the duff. But yeah, we're coming, and I'm sure we'll be doing some stuff around transfer deadline day and everything. So there will be a lot more content coming our way, your way. And Friday is the next guaranteed piece of content coming out for us, and every Friday going forward.
Great stuff, everyone. Thank you all so much for watching today's show. Make sure you subscribe to both us and Sava. Thank you all so much for watching today's show. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Sava, what's your catchphrase for today?
Levy and ENIC, players out.
Aki, take it away.
I think you've got to come up and amalgamate that all into one word. Take a bit of each.
I couldn't think quick enough. I was like, I don't know. I'll get there.
And as always, Levy out.
And thank you all so much for watching. And as always, thank you, Archer, for becoming a member. On the last thing, thank you so much, buddy. And as always, if you smell what the cough is Bryn. Thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Ciao for now.
A little different than all the rest. I'm quite old-fashioned where I had sometimes played chess. And when I'm out, I'm looking for that vintage fling. But all complexions that I adore, so hard to find, these seem impossible to score.